whenever you say what are the stakes in Phoenix this year, both of us, and kind of shame on us, we kind of immediately go to the bad. What are the stakes? Let's say the Suns win the championship this year. Where is Devin Booker elevated? Where is Kevin Durant elevated? Is he firmly a top 8 guy? I mean, just quickly in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Is Mike Budenholzer automatically a Hall of Fame head coach? 2 championships, 2 different teams. Not many people do that. And he resurrected the Atlanta Hawks. Kevin Durant, is he a top 5 player of all time? How many people have hopped from team to team and won a championship and put to bed all
Kawhi, basically?
rumors? Only Kawhi. Well, and LeBron James, the greatest basketball player ever.
Yeah, sure.
And then Devin Booker, what does it do for him? Every demon is done. Now he's just living the rest of his career as a guy who won a champion, almost like the Kawhi factor. How many guys get drafted where they're at and promised to bring home a championship? And not only that, brought home a championship to a organization that's never won one and a state who hasn't won one since 2001. Where's that put him?
I mean, whoever finally does it here, they're made men forever. I mean, I don't
Forever.
even like NBA legacy, NBA history, like the KD side of it, I guess is a different kind of a conversation because the sentimentality that we're going to feel probably isn't going to factor into like random dudes in other cities debating all this stuff, right? Like, but for here, for us, for this fan base, for this community, they're all legends. Like Monte Morris will be a god. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the whole team will be absolutely enshrined. But yeah, Bud, KD, Book doing it, and the debates that we've been having forever with him versus Tatum and him versus all this stuff, and to be the guy to do that, and the smaller player guard, best player conversation that you've brought up before, all that stuff just gets put absolutely to bed and you can never argue it again. So
Never. Like it does. Like when we talk about it, I get so excited about it because we know it's almost like the Kyler Murray thing. You got the Cardinal shirt on today. Today we feel vindicated, at least me, because I've been telling everyone how great Kyler Murray is forever, and he terrorizes a playoff team, and that just makes me feel vindicated. Imagine the vindication you will feel. Devin Booker, our guy, where everyone has largely told us as an organization, as a fan of any one of these Arizona teams, shut up, no one really cares about you. Mm-hmm. Our guy wins a championship, puts Phoenix on the map, and now you're talking about the Phoenix Suns as really one of the better organizations in the NBA. They just don't have a championship. They've gotten really unlucky a lot of times. They have won a lot of games. If Devin Booker does that, he's in legendary air. He's in the Dwayne Wade air. Seriously. I mean, he'd be in the same conversations of what Dwayne Wade did, and he would firmly be a top 5 player in the NBA. There'd be zero discussion about it. Seriously, man. And the Kevin Durant thing, I don't just want to skim past that, because Kevin Durant is kind of going down the Aaron Rodgers route right now, where everyone kind of looks at Aaron Rodgers as kind of aloof and kind of insane at times. And we kind of see that with Kevin Durant. He's still our guy, but he's arguing with people on Twitter. He's, there's just some things that kind of drive you insane about Kevin Durant, whether you love him or you hate him.
Minus the politics, right?
Exactly. But the Kevin Durant thing, if he wins another championship, that all goes to bed. You're not talking about any of the nonsense that Kevin Durant does do sometimes. Well, and you're just talking about him, the basketball player. I think you are.
Yeah, and you talk about nonsense, and there are people who will never fully give him the credit for those 2 titles, right?
Never.
So this one, it would be impossible to argue. There's no Steph Curry on this team. There's not even a Draymond Green on this team. There's not a Klay Thompson on this team. There's a Devin Booker, who, yes, we all love him. He's not Steph Curry. There's a Yusuf Nurkic and a Grayson Allen. Like that's not the Dynasty Warriors. There's no Andre Iguodala coming off the bench. It's Royce O'Neal.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. So it's like, come on, he would absolutely get that. And I know he hates that conversation. I kind of hate that conversation. His fans hate that conversation, but that is the truth of how he's discussed and dissected and looked at. So doing it here on a team that is fully his, and a team that would really have to overcome and win some boss battles to do it, Ben, like it would be very, very meaningful.
I set the conversation up earlier of like, this is the most consequential Suns season ever. Mm-hmm. And it's not only just on the bad end. really, this Sun season can range from, oh my bleeping God, this is one of the greatest seasons ever in Arizona sports history, if not the greatest, to, oh my God, we're going to blow it up. Like, that's the stakes. That's the
You're
stakes. There's
talking
nowhere in the
about,
middle.
I know we disagreed on this as far as the depth of Book's various teams, but you're talking about, in my opinion, the best player in franchise history.
Yep.
On the best roster he's ever played on for the best coach he's ever played for. That's the facts of the situation here, you know? And so that's what's so weird about it is the sour taste in our mouth couldn't be worse. And yet if you were just like driven in from 2015 and you said, all right, this guy, he's going to be awesome in 10 years that they just got. And they're going to have Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal and vets all around them, and Mike Budenholzer, who you probably don't even care about right now because he just started coaching the Hawks. He's going to be there. And they're going to, you would be like, man, they probably have a pretty good chance. You know what I mean? So it's weird. It's a funny one. All right. That'll wrap us up, though. We'll have more questions. Where do we want to go tomorrow, Ben? How are we feeling? There's we could have the debate on Book versus KD best player. I mean, that's very contentious. I don't know if we want to keep just good vibes rolling. There's breakout players.
I don't know. I kind of want to do something really. I just feel so good about talking about the Suns potentially winning championship. I don't want to do anything that's going to put us both in a comment section somewhere about us being super negative. Like, I just want to talk about how positive this team is because the vibes have never been higher. I mean, from USA Basketball, from Kevin Durant, from Tyus Jones, from Devin Booker, from Mike Budenholzer, it's just a different feeling than I was at this time last year. I have hope, and well, we all know what shortly comes after hope in Arizona sports, but I have hope, and I'm excited. I'm excited, so I'm trying to stay on the positive side.
We have what could the Suns' identity be this season? That's a fun one.
They didn't have one last year.
We got 13 questions here. We're going to churn through in the coming days. Hit follow or subscribe if you haven't already. Become an everyday or through this series. We're going to take you right into the preseason. Before you know it, real basketball will be back. So hit that button. We'll talk to you tomorrow.